Orlando, Lake Nona. This is Alan Maycumber, and thank you for joining me on my podcast this morning. You know, I really got into it, and I really wanted to bring a couple of good points to you. Good morning, Orlando, Lake Nona. This is Alan Maycumber, and I wanted to bring a couple of good points up for you. I mentioned last week we were going to talk about the 5 best things that a seller can do to change or improve their appraisal outcome for a house, because it's very important that as a seller you do what you can do as well as the agent. So when we start about that, the number 5, the best thing that you can possibly do is to do the top of the line landscaping or outside of the house. That's the biggest thing I think that a lot of people don't give a lot of credit to, but first impressions are so important, especially for an appraiser that generally never sees the insides of a lot of homes. All he does is see the outside. So the more you can make your outside look pretty, boy, can that really affect the value of an appraisal. Number 4 is when you're inside the home, again, you want the home to look like a model. So that means you really got to focus on not a lot of clutter. You don't want a lot of clutter in the home. You don't want a lot of furniture in the home. You don't want a lot of stuff on the countertops. You really want to make the home look like a model. Because again, when appraisers come in, what do they do a lot in their job? Is they're appraising model homes for builders. So if you can make your home look like a model, it's going to help you quite a bit. Number 3, and this is the only reason I put this as number 3, and I really think you can adjust this one, but it really depends. Get your agent to do a market analysis on that property, but not just a standard market analysis, not just something to hand to the appraiser. Remember, these appraisers are not in every home that they're using. They're just looking on MLS. They have access just like we do, and they look at these homes and say, oh, yep, here it is. If your agent is good and he's taking each individual MLS and he's comparing each item in those homes with what the appraiser is going to see, and he's writing notes on that he can give to them, meaning, for instance, granite countertops compared to Formica. This home might have sold for higher and looked nicer, but it had Formica countertops, and he's going to put Formica countertops. Mine has granite countertops. So it's really important that they go through and they do detailed notes on these sheets of paper so they can hand to the appraiser, because again, remember, he's not in these homes, so he doesn't see them. He just sees pictures on the outside. So it's very important to make those notes. So that's number 3. Number 2, and really important again, is paint color. And generally what I tell people is if you've got a little bit of, different paint colors, beige it out or white it out. Make it like a plain canvas, because it's very important that this appraiser doesn't come in and just look at a really weird color and that puts something in his brains up. I got to deduct for that. Even though he's not thinking he's got to deduct for it, it happens. So you want to kind of make your house neutral. Make your colors very neutral if you can. Again, what do home builders typically do? They're doing white on white on white, or white with a little bit of beige. So home builders models, when an appraiser goes in, they're nice, clean, neat, and so forth. So what you want to do is you want your house to compare just like a home builder's model would compare if you're selling it, because that appraiser is going to come in, not only is he going to take notes that your agent did on those sheets of paper, he's going to look at your home, he's going to compare it, then he's going to compare it to the other homes in the neighborhood that have sold. He's going to say, well, that one looks really nice, has hardwood floors. Well, that's great, but if that note states there that, oh, these are laminate floors, not hardwood floors, that appraiser doesn't know the difference. He's just looking at a picture. So that's the big difference there. the number one item that you want to do to improve your appraisal is have a list of all items that you've done to that home in a year. Not only what you've done to the home, what the cost was, what the style was, what the make was, because it's very important. If you go into a home, you say, well, I just replaced all my appliances with Wolf appliances. What is that one word that stands out? It's Wolf. Wolf appliances are the number one appliance in the United States. But if you've got a Frigidaire and you've got all Frigidaire, you want to make sure you put Frigidaire on there and it was replaced on this date and it cost me X amount of money, because that appraiser puts all that into that report, and that's going to improve your report value. So again, those are the 5 items. The big thing, landscaping, number 5. Okay, number 4, you want it to look like a model. Number 3, you want your agent to write notes on those MLS to give to that appraiser. Don't just have them hand them comps. Write notes. Try to make it compare. Make your home better. Okay. Number 2 is don't have any funky colors. Beige it all out. Make it like a model. Clean, neat. And number 1, like we said before, have all your items together, what you've done, how you've done it, where you go with that. So I hope this helps, and I appreciate the time you took to spend. By the way, you can reach me on my website, Alan Maycumber at premiersotheby'srealty.com, so you can get all this information. Check out my blog. I have a lot of very good information on home prices, indexes, and so forth. Also, reach me on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, because I do a lot of interviews with different people. Next week we're going to have, I do believe right now we're working with Jim Gray again to come in, give us an update on what's going on. So that might be a really good time to join us next week if you feel like you would like to see the podcast. But anyway, again, my name's Alan Maycumber. You can reach me by email at alan.maycumber@premiersir.com. And you can reach me by phone at 407-251-1314. So I look forward to seeing you next week on my new podcast, and you guys have a great day.